Hello, Marina. Nice to meet you. I'm teacher Sticker. And today I'm going to review your essays and I'm going to share my screen with, I'm going to record this video and I'm going to show you my screen so that you can see how I correct things and the tips I can give you. Okay, hang on a second. So now I hope you can see my screen. And this is your first essay. This is an integrated, very good. First of all, not mistakes, not many mistakes. This is very good, okay, for your grade. But the most important thing I have to say to you is watch out with the number of words you write. Why? Because I myself, when I took TOEFL for the last time, I wrote around 300 words in integrated writing, and they decreased my grade, you know, they lowered my grade in 1 point because I wrote too much, you know. So my tip for you, the first tip is try to sum it up a little more, okay? If you can write around 225 words, 240 at most, that would be great. Generally, they say to you how many words they want you to write, from 175 to 225 generally, but you can write a little more, a little less, but it's just about the suggestions they give us. So first, the introduction. The passage defines an altruistic act as something done for the benefits of others without the expectations of getting something in return or even putting your life or interest in danger. This is very good. But what about the listening? What does the listening say? This is one of the important things that we have to put it there. I'm going to give you an example later. To make an example for the selfless act, the passage refers to humans and animals. Okay, but the first thing is that the passage says that these are selfless acts, right? On the other hand, the listening says that it's not that altruistic. So what's the deal? The thing is, for TOEFL, you have to write both ideas, you know? So generally, I'm just gonna give you an example. You don't have to write like that. But generally, when I'm gonna write for TOEFL writing integrated, I start something like this. Both the passage and the listening deal with altruism, which is the main topic of both. The author of the passage believes that those acts are completely selfless, while in the lecture, the professor believes otherwise, or believes differently, believes that it's not completely selfless. So these are the three things every introduction in TOEFL essays need to have, at least in integrated essays. First of all, what does the passage defend? The passage defend, first of all, the main topic. What do the passage and the lecture talk about? What is the main topic? And the main topic is altruism, or altruistic behavior, or altruistic act. Then the second thing is, what does the passage defend? Third, what does the lecture defend? And fourth, how are they related to each other? We're always going to have a relation of contrast, okay? So this word while, it expresses that they are against each other, okay? Okay, now we have a specific case in this example. I know it from the software you've showed me, that we just have 2 key points, but generally in integrated essays, we have 3 key points. So let's check on the key points you wrote. Beginning with the animals, it talks about the behavior of meerkats. What is it? One of the things you have to say is where you took the information from. So something like the passage, or the author of the passage, who talks about the behavior of meerkats. Talks about the behavior of meerkats that choose one from the group to be a sentinel, while the others search for food or eat. But Listening, and this is not a big deal, trust me. If you can check here on listening, all you missed was an S. And this is not a big deal because TOEFL doesn't care so much about minor mistakes of mechanics. They are focused more in your ability of expressing yourself in a clear way. So, but listening to the lecture, it is possible to see that this is not as altruistic as the passage makes believe. Very good. Actually, and then we missed the comma here, but it's not a big deal because TOEFL is not worried about minor mistakes. Research has shown that the meerkat which stands on guard only does it after it has eaten. So it does not starve in benefit of the others. Now I have a grammar suggestion for you. Research has shown, why do we use present perfect here? Because when the research showed this is not important. So when time is not important, we generally use this, the present perfect. Research has shown that the meerkat which stands on guard only does it after it has eaten. Is it wrong? No, it's not wrong. It's correct. But you just pay attention that if you had used any adverb of time here, it's important to remember that we use in this case the simple past and not present perfect. Okay, you did not commit any mistake here. It's just a comment in case you don't know this. Okay, because we have never had any classes, and so I don't know what you know, what you don't know. So far so good. So it does not starve in benefit of the others. Also, again, a comma, and this is important because you missed two commas already, and this already draws the attention of the evaluator, because if you commit the same mistake twice, he's gonna check more. Let's see. Okay. Also, the sentinel may have better chances of survival. Once it can run right after sending the group the signal, or can even be forgotten by the predator once it sees the others running or gathering. Excellent. The other point that is contested by the lecture in comparison to the passage is the example used by the second uses of some kinds of donations. This part here lacks a little meaning. Okay, Marina, let's check again. The other point that is contested by the lecture in comparison to the passage is the example used by, okay, I got it. Okay, nice. I'm going to make an observation here. In English, we have two complicated words to focus in this kind of expression, okay? The first one is former and the second one is later. Now imagine this sentence. I have a dog and a cat. The former is a drug dealer, and the latter is an alcoholic. Okay, now who is a drug dealer and who is an alcoholic? Sorry, Marina, I started coughing here, so I stopped the recording a little bit. Okay. So I have a dog and a cat. The former is a drug dealer and the latter is an alcoholic. Who is the drug dealer and who is the alcoholic? No, here's the thing. These are the words we use for it. The latter is the one we mentioned last. So the drug dealer is the latter. No, the latter is an alcoholic. Okay, so who is the alcoholic? The one we mentioned the last. So in this case, it's the cat. Okay, and former is the one we mentioned first. So who is the drug dealer? Drug dealer is the dog. So the dog is the drug dealer and the cat is an alcoholic. Okay, So these are the two words we use for expressing this kind of situation. Now let's come back to your essay, okay? The other point is contested. Okay, so used by the second. The second is not so common. What would we say to talk about the last one that was mentioned? The letter. The letter. So this is the word we use for this kind of situation, okay? The other point that is contested by the letter in comparison to the passage is the example used by the letter. My suggestion for you would be just to use about here. Okay, and not this. Or I didn't understand. You're gonna watch this video, so if I didn't understand that, you tell me, okay? Used by the letter about some kinds of donations, such as organs and food, as an altruistic act. By listening to the lecture, perfect, it just lacks a comma, and then it's important to remember you how to use it. It can be seen another side of this. Another side of this can be seen. Well, you inverted the order of the sentence here. It's not wrong, but my suggestion would be, it would flow better, your essay, if you said another side of this can be seen. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Another side of this can be seen. That is the search for approval or recognition. The donator can be doing an altruistic act, of course, but in many cases, the person that does it is expecting something in return from the person that receives it, or even others around. I'm gonna just make a comment here in order you don't know the difference. This is definitely one of the top 10 mistakes my students commit in TOEFL. Another, other, and the other. Not necessarily the. It's more common to use the. In this case, I'm gonna show you and others. Okay. Now, we have some problems with these because many people make mistakes with them. Probably you know them, but I'm gonna write them anyway. So if you have any doubts, if you have any questions, sorry, you can ask me. Okay. I have a blue car. Okay. My sister has another blue one. Let's put it this way. Okay. Oh, let me put another blue car. Okay. Well, so first of all, another is always referring to singular as you used appropriately above. Okay. I have a blue car. My sister has another blue car or another car. It wouldn't make any difference. So here's the thing. Another is an adjective in this case here. Because why? How do you know it's an adjective? Because it's referring to a noun. An adjective always refers to a noun, okay? We have some friends who live in Brasilia, for example. Some other friends live in, I don't know, Uberlândia, where I am. Okay, so in this case, we're talking about other friends. Another in this situation is also an adjective. How do we know it's an adjective? We know it's an adjective because it's referring to a noun. Okay, so another in these cases, they are referring to nouns, and so we always use them as adjective. So what is the most important information we have to know about this? We are talking about friends in plural. And for plural, we use other and not others. Why? Because adjectives never go plural. Never. In English, adjectives don't vary. They don't change. They're always in singular. You know, because other in this case is referring to a plural noun, but we don't use others in this situation. Why not? Because it's an adjective, and we never put adjectives in plural. Now, check it out. My sister has two, I don't know, houses. One is in Florianopolis. That's an ugly place. And the other is in Fernando de Noronha. So, bad houses. My sister is very poor. Poor little sister. Now, check it out. My sister has two houses. One is in Florianopolis and the other is in Fernando de Noronha. What is the other doing there? The other is a pronoun. What does that mean? It substitutes another noun. So in this case, we don't have an adjective because in this case we have my sister has two houses. One house is in Florianopolis and the other house is in Fernando de Noronha. Now check this example, and this is the most important. Many of my problems are because of students. No. Okay. Let's put it like this. I have many problems. Okay? Some are because of students. And the others are because I am poor. Okay? Now, check it out. In this case, I use the others. I said to you, I mentioned above, and I mentioned before that adjectives never go plural. So what is this S doing here? It's quite simple to say. This case is a pronoun too. So it's substituting a noun. But in this case, it's substituting a noun in plural. And that's why we use others, because it's a pronoun that is substituting a noun in plural. So you see that others is never an adjective. The others, or only others, is a pronoun in plural. Now let's go back to your essay. Check it out. The donator can be doing an altruistic act, of course, but in many cases, the person that does it is expecting something in return from the person that receives it, or even others around. You're referring to other people, and that's why it has to go in plural, okay? In conclusion, it can be said that not always that, oh my God. In conclusion, it can be said that not always, you don't need this that here. You don't need it, okay? You can just take it away. In conclusion, it can be said that not always an act seems altruistic, as the case is mentioned in the passage. It actually is. This part, I would take away this part too, okay, Marina? Maybe I didn't get it. Okay, maybe it's my fault. Don't feel bad about it. But I think it would be better if you took it off. Okay? It is necessary to take a better look into the factors around it and shown by lecture. Okay, very good. So this is the integrated, and now I'm gonna check about the independent. Hang on a second.